Well, hello, Jackie. Thank you for being here today. I really am excited about spending some time with you today. And of course, I know you and I know a little bit about you because you are currently on the coaches training with Mindfit Coaching Academy. And really, this is just for me to find out a little bit more as to what it is you've experienced and especially why you came onto Mindfit Coaching Academy and why you wanted to do the awakening in the first place. So I'd love for you just to say hi and then give us some idea of what you're about.
Amazing. First off, Shah, I'm delighted to be here today. It's the best part of my Monday. So thank you very much for having me. And to the listeners out there, I'm Jax. I've been based in Ballito for the last 17 years. I've got 5 beautiful little blessings, little kids. Yes, they are all biologically mine. And I've come from quite a intense corporate background and currently am in the coach's calling. Just done a yoga certification in India, and I work quite a lot with my favorite animal in the world, horses. So that's a very small snapshot as to what I kind of spend my days with these days.
Well, yeah, and I know there is just so much on your plate and in your life, and you're just this sort of expanded person who gets involved in a lot. And with all of that stuff going on, why did you want to do the awakening in the first place, Jackie?
So the awakening for me was very much, I wasn't quite sure what I was getting myself into, but I think the timing was really ripe. I'd come from just being exhausted, like I mentioned, being in the corporate world, not being very good with boundaries, being a bit of an overachiever, perfectionist, and so I suppose juggling 5 children at the same time really had placed me in a position where I was just exhausted. And I really thought, what, there's got to be something more. So I had an interaction with a horse prior to the awakening. And that was kind of my first reflection in terms of there is more. And there is more to me. So the awakening for me was something I pursued because I was incredibly inspired, but not only you, Shah, but from the other MindFit coaches and the other people that have gone through the awakening. And if you just watch people and how they conduct their lives and how much joy and love that they bring to all that they interact with, for me, the question was, how do they do this? How do they get to live such an incredible life? They don't have huge amounts of money. They're not hugely successful. So some of them are, but they just are so graceful and they are having so much fun in the process. And I thought, I want that too. And I suppose that was the first feeling where I thought, you know what, there's a golden nugget here. I can see it. It's not something people are telling me, and I would like to know more. And it was a courageous step to take on and go into the awakening. But I think that's where it starts: curiosity and then courage.
I love what you're saying there, and the observations that you've made about the people that you've seen that have gone through the awakening and in our local community, because I'm also in your local community. And it's amazing to me that there's this idea and this perception about, oh, people are this or they are that. And then when you come to get to know them, you see that there's so much more to them. And part of them is this joyful expression of life. And you are that, Jackie. But I will admit that when I first met you, you were all over the place.
Completely.
To so many things. And I've just watched as you have so beautifully kind of got to this place where, you are this incredible woman with so much to offer. And having been through the awakening and now, just about to certify on the Mindfit Coaches training to be a transformational life coach, it's been mesmerizing, really, to just see how you have evolved. And I say evolve, but really it's who you always were at your core. So I would love for you to kind of tell us a little bit more how it's impacted your life.
Absolutely. And, I think just going back to that, it really is a coming home. coming home to authenticity and who you really are. Kind of a little bit like that little girl. I often talk about me dancing in the garden, and just that complete freedom of not really worrying too much about what other people think and what's happening in the outside world. You've just got such a beautiful internal light, and it's something each and every one of us have, which is why it's impossible for me to ever look at someone and think that they need to be fixed, because they don't need to be. They are just so unique, beautiful, and oftentimes inspire me. But I think with the awakening, I think the biggest thing for me was that realization that underneath all of the thinking and all the beautiful, colorful stories I tell myself, there is this light, and that is who I really, really am. And in order to live this joyful, meaningful, rich life, it was important to take this journey, which was started with the awakening, to really come back to who I really was. There was no manifestation or no to-dos or no, I need to do my meditation, and there's nothing I need to do, but there's everything to say with being, and being authentic. And I think that the awakening for me is no one really told me that. I always had to be the next thing, or I had to be achieving this, or I had to be up on the corporate ladder, or I had to be the best mother to 5 children, or I had to just do more, add up. And there was such a great feeling when I realized I didn't need to do anything, and that instead of focusing on goals, that there was just this beautiful space in the middle, the space kind of in between, which is that process, that actually enjoying the ride. So a big thing for me was I used to plan things and goals, and don't get me wrong, those are really, really good. But if you're not living your best moment, and you're not living and experiencing the day or the time right now, you don't know if you're ever going to have those. I think that's the one big thing, is to realize that now is important.
Mm,
And
exactly.
and definitely the being. And I think this is another thing with the awakening, and I talk about this a lot, and it sounds so simple, and it's so simple, that in your being, it's even like with my children, and I've got 3 teenagers in the house at the moment, trying to make people happy, trying to fix, trying to do more, etc. The minute I started being joyful, being fun, incorporating laughter, and just enjoying the quirkiness of who I am, the lessons I've taught my children have been so much more profound and accelerated growth for them. And now I'm just talking about my children, but it is filtered out to every single person I interact with, including my mom, dad, and brothers and their families. So it is a powerful, powerful journey,
Yeah.
with a shift in thinking, but mainly a shift in being, if that makes sense.
Wow. Everything you're saying just sounds like such a big relief to me. That's how I felt. And I know you actually came, to the awakening, and then now the coaches training, and you were on the big relief. What would you want to say to anybody that's there and just wondering and, trying to find their way, and with all this doing that you came to the awakening with? What would you want to say to them?
Absolutely. So what I do have a saying, but yeah, I can't use those words here, but just do it. It is so worth it. Do not overthink it. There is something better. I can promise you, if you have the courage and you have an open heart and you want to do life better, do it. Do it for yourself, because doing it for yourself means it's going to overflow to everyone in every connection, relationship, and situation in your life. The big relief for me, it literally changed my life in the space of a day. So, Sharon, I'd met you through our coffee club and some networking. I was very much on the line between, do I leave corporate, i.e., an environment that had been almost physically and emotionally draining me for the last few years, and when I went on the first session of the big relief, I literally resigned from my corporate career that same day.
Wow.
Because I immediately saw that there was a different way to do this thing called life, that no one had ever told me before. And there was nothing. And I'm studying neuropsychology, guys. I have done self-help, manifestations, conscious parenting mastery, everything out there I promise you I've done. I am a truth seeker deluxe. But it was the start of this course that shifted me beyond psychology and beyond anything else that anyone could teach me. So my encouragement to you is be curious, and in my amazing sports brand, just do it. Don't think, just do it, because there is so much waiting on the other side of the rainbow.
Oh, really gives rise to goosebump moments for me, because I've really seen you unfold into this, and you came amazing, but there's just an amazingness level that you've risen to. And I just love the way that you are out there, the way that you show up. And I'm really, really willing to bet, I'm not a betting person, but I'm willing to bet the impact you are going to make on people is going to be on a level that is indescribable, because that is exactly who you are at your core. And it's so wonderful that you could come to this and you could find yourself, and you could go home to who you truly are, and how wonderful that your children get to experience that as well. So I really want to say thank you to you, Jackie, for being here in all of this busyness. Is there anything you'd like to just leave with today and leave people with today?
I think maybe just one little message is that, we often think that we need to do more, and we are constantly pouring from an empty glass. And one of the learnings over the last few months is that if I keep my glass full, i.e. by doing the things I love, by being authentic, by helping others, by loving on people and anyone, people and animals, just loving on them, my glass is so full that I don't need to do anything to impact anyone else, because it just naturally overflows right the way out. So we talk about self-care and self-love and authenticity, and sometimes people think that that's selfish. I promise you it's not. It works a very different way. You don't need to do anything to create love and share love and beauty. You need to start with your cup being full, so that that overflow can just filter into all of your loved ones around you without you doing anything.
What an incredible message. Fill your cup and everything will overflow, and then you've got so much more to give. Thank you, Jack. Really so appreciate you, and love that you're on this journey. Love watching and observing how it's all unfolding so beautifully. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Shah. And I wouldn't be here without you and your lovely team and the exceptional expertise and love that comes from Mindfit Academy. So just, thank you for being my nudge and pointing me, and then loving me endlessly after that. I'm so grateful.
Thank you, Jackie. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.